You shout out Soda TV too?
Show TV shout out.
Okay.
Soda TV.
Soda TV, what up?
Okay.
Soda TV. Shout out. Welcome to Soda TV.
What's your name? Whatever it is.
Soda TV. It's Soda TV. Welcome back to Soda TV. You know, what they came and got Boston Richey on is kind of petty to me, you know, on some federal stuff. But I understand when I dug further into it that, you know, basically by his background and by him being on them papers, you know, and by her being as descriptive as she was in that report, I reported it already, how descriptive she was on, she reported how many seconds he had her wrangled up and she couldn't breathe. She was vomiting, all type of stuff. So I believe the reason everybody is reporting that he is, you know, looking at 10 to 15 is because of his background in the feds. You know, if y'all are familiar with the federal chart, you know, they charge you, your background is what carries the most, basically. So your background across the top, the new charge on the side, and they meet in the middle. You feel me? And yeah, man, it's looking ugly on that. Like I say, that report that she put down, she ain't play no games, man. She went to every detail of everything she experienced from the time they pulled up to that little pool party, you know, what he did from him grabbing the phone to everything. And she put the time limit on everything he did to her. How long she was on the floor. How long was she vomiting? How long was she seeing stars? Like, and it ain't even funny though. But honestly, I think the feds got him exactly where they want him at, right? See, they've been investigating Boston Richey and his whole crew, been investigating their operation for a couple years now. And in fact, I had to do some research. That's what Boston Richey is out on release for right now, right? So, you know, what they really want is what's going on with this WAR y'all got going on in this firearms trafficking, because you know that you got to get these blicks in, you know, to keep protecting yourself in this, you know, this current WAR y'all got going on. How do they know Boston Richey is involved in a beef? Well, Boston Richey detailed and answered a lot of these things on one of his interrogation videos, the one he went viral for, dropping names and detailing everything that he had going on. Yeah. And if y'all forgot what was in that video or didn't watch it at all, I got something for y'all today, man. And we're going to go into, after I show y'all it, I'm going to go into what the feds want from Boston Richey. So we're going to get into this video. Right before I do, need you to tap that like button. This lets the algorithm know that this video has what it takes to win, and it recommends it to more people. Share this with family, friends, your son, and your nephew. You feel me? That's all love from Soda TV. Real rap. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to do it now, which I recommend you to do. You can wait to see if I earn it and then do it at the end. If you forget to, I'll remind you. Last but not least, notification bell, keep you notified on everything I drop. Now let's get to this video. Boston Richey, man. Go.
To Lexus's sister-in-law, her husband, this thing that you're talking about Slug and this guy being in this old lady's house and them having a problem in the house and Slug getting out of there.
Yeah.
That whole thing comes from Lexus's sister-in-law. That's where it comes from. from her husband Eddie. That's where it comes from.
No, her husband, the dude, Eddie told him that.
And I can't get nobody to figure out or even ask the question of Eddie or whoever where this supposedly happened at, who the old lady was, which old lady, whose house was it. Nobody will tell me.
Because you ain't talking to the right people. It was supposed to be Eddie.
Do you give a shit?
Yes, I can. That's my cousin.
Well, then why don't you go out and find out?
I'm trying to. I'm hearing so many stories. We call you. Everything we hear, we tell you. It's my cousin. I got this man's name on my neck. This man wore my clothes. This man slept on my floor with me in my room. Every time I bought something, this man bought something. Nobody give a fuck about this man, about me and my brother. I hang with this man every day, man. It's every day. There's no more cousin. What you think I give a fuck about my cousin? I care about my cousin, man. This man on my neck, man. This man on my neck. This man slept while I slept. This man slept on the same bed all on my floor. This man wore my shoes. This man, these same clothes I got on right now, this man don't wear them. This is my motherfucking brother, man. Did nobody take him in like when my brother took him in. And my mom
They're trying to figure out
I'm telling you, man.
Day one.
I'm trying everything I know. I'm telling y'all.
But you just told us we're talking to the wrong people, and all you call
I'm
and you get
saying y'all talking to the wrong people. They scared to talk to y'all, man. Y'all supposed to be out everybody. Everything I'm hearing, I'm telling y'all, man. What you mean? Do I care? This is my cousin. You know I care, man. You know I care, bro. If I man, bro, if I remember this shit, man, I would've sent, man. I got me fucked up, man. This is my cousin. What y'all mean don't care, man? My motherfucking blood cousin, man. Ain't nobody took care of this man like me and my mom and my brother. The man stayed with us, man.
The problem that we had from the get-go, the very problem we had is we weren't getting straight answers from nobody because y'all was trying to protect your dad. Y'all was trying to
protect him for what? Protect him for what?
The warrant.
He didn't have no warrant.
Your dad didn't have a warrant?
No, he didn't have no warrant.
You talk.
How? We just got the real buzz when he said my dad didn't have no warrant like 2 days before this happened.
You know, man, the feds then picked him up, drove him to the station. When they got there, came up in there with their suits, stack of paper, bam, slammed it on the table. And guess what? When he opened it up, ain't none of that stuff had nothing to do with him or his girl. You know what I'm saying? That case that you see currently, you picked up for doing that to your girl, man, we don't want that. That's all a smoke and mirror. What we really want. Put that picture down there of his Mary Jane connect that he got, because we already know you already out on bond, you know, on these federal stipulations for this RICO or conspiracy that you got going with your guys with the Mary J. So we know it's a connect involved, dummy. Also, you know, if you could tell us a little bit about your partners that is slinging iron, you know, because we know that you're engaging in not just rap beefs, but your cousin was unalive. You forgot the interrogation video? We was the ones that interrogated you. You told us about everything that you had. You ain't tell us you was involved, but you told us that everything that was going on between you and the ops. So, you know, you want to give us a couple of people that are bringing the firearms in, or if y'all going to get them, who y'all getting them from, or, you know, they hoping that Boston Richey turn into that panicking young man that was in that interrogation room and gave them everything and more when his cousin was unalive. That's what they hoping. You feel me? They, you know, it's like Boston Richey either has to choose his rap career along with the New Street dudes, the couple of dudes that do deal with him because he's paying them, you know, or choose his freedom, man. Because the feds don't really care about no domestic like that to the point to where they won't let you out if you're willing to get that information up, man. That ain't nothing to them, man. But thinking about, he was already on federal papers, so for federal conspiracy. So, you know, if he's still willing to cooperate, they'll do that though. I mean, as far as him feeling like, oh man, they gonna look at me as a snitch, the people that I got around me, my entourage, you know, Florida, all this. I mean, you already did it before. Everybody seen the interrogation video. Your fans are gonna continue to bump your music and support you and be front and center at all of your events and concerts because they already seen it. And clearly they don't give a F because it seemed like to me, it seemed like he went up after they released their interrogation video. I personally thought his rap career was over after it, but then after I see him he started getting features with all the top artists after they released this interrogation video. I'm like, what the F? You feel me? So, I mean, does Boston Richey somehow out of the blue value the street code, you know, and the interrogation video is old stuff. He now values the street code and he's willing to do 5 or better, you know what I'm saying? And come back out as he gonna feel like a real ninja. Or do he want to do what he did previously in the interrogation room and be back out there to his jewelry? Cause he got a HELL of a collection of jewelry. I ain't gonna lie, I looked at all that jewelry. If that stuff ain't moissanite and even some of that stuff is real, you know, he iced out him and his team. If some of that stuff is real, at least some of it, a quarter of it, half of it, you know, he got something on his hands, you know. So do he want to get back out there to that and then get him another 19-year-old off his Instagram? You know, what he gonna choose? What y'all think he gonna choose? That's hard for me to decide. I don't know, you know, because clearly his guys that he around that seen the interrogation video, they allow him to, you know, obviously partake in the streets with them because they're all on this federal, you know, conspiracy or whatever they on for that Mary J that the feds grabbed them on. So, you know, obviously it ain't just an automatic Boston Richey gonna cooperate. Obviously, if they around him, I don't know, man. What y'all think? Let me know down in the comment section. Along with that, please attach that like button, share. If you haven't subscribed yet and you feel like I gave you what you wanted and I did enough research, you know, go ahead and hit it now. That notification bell, keep you notified on everything I drop. This is the self-proclaimed #1 celebrity news reporter on YouTube at this time, The Real Soda TV. I'm out.